join us this evening. I'm your anchor, Josie Sabo.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean Francis. And because you may have been trying to embrace this tropical storm weather that we had this last weekend, we've been soaking up the top local, national, and world stories that you may have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash. Dong ding, our top story tonight. It's graduation season, so you know what that means. College campuses everywhere are trying to figure out how to balance commencement ceremonies, graduation parties, and student-led pro-Palestine protests. Some of them, like at Yale and Emerson, found students being arrested. Some, like at Columbia, facing suspension. Some, like at the University of Texas, dispersed by riot gear and cops on horses. Some, like at Emory University, got pepper balls shot into the crowd. And then some, like at GVSU, kind of just like nothing happened. A fundraising event thrown on this past Saturday by the Kent County Democratic Party was bombarded by student protesters who began chanting and encroaching upon attendees in their formal wear, with security and law enforcement nowhere to be seen. Presumably the reason for this extra zeal is that the event was also honoring Senator Stabenow, who is retiring this year and has been subject to many requests by protesters to call for ceasefire in the Gaza. But crashing what is essentially a wine party as a political statement, a little on the nose, you guys, I don't know. But it's an evocative image nonetheless, I gotta give it to them. Meanwhile, typical conspiracy claims from far-right yahoos that all these protests are being funded by George Soros, always hilarious, right? I mean, if I was in college, when I was in college, I would have loved to be paid to skip classes during finals week and sleep in a tent, but unfortunately, turns out it's the keyboard critics that are full of shit. January 6th, that was a peaceful protest. Kids in tents, lock them up. I believe that the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Oh, but not like that.
In other bird brain news, Michigan is still dealing with an outbreak of avian flu right as prime bird watching season is about to start. So experts recommend the following tips for how to stop the spread that don't include forcing feathered friends at your feeder to wear a mask, as they're known to be quite stubborn. Just leave out a bowl of hot soup and that should help. Just make sure it's not chicken soup or else we're gonna have like a different, bigger
Since Governor Whitmer signed the distracted driving laws effectively banning the use of cell phones in your car, the Michigan police are launching a new program called Operation Ghost Rider in order to crack down on would-be texting drivers. So, if you see an unmarked vehicle where the driver is dancing around the outside while it's moving, don't get too distracted because that might be a cop.
Another issue our police seem to be invested in is TikTok trends, with the game of Assassin inspired by the social media app being played by over 40 students in Sheboygan that has led to breaking and entering, traffic incidents, and in one instance, a group of ski mask students being stopped by a licensed concealed pistol holder. On one hand, it's nice that for once TikTok has inspired students to actually touch grass, but if they were going to pick a video game to emulate, why couldn't it have like been Minecraft or something?
Last month, NASA expressed concerns that the Voyager 1 was sending back what they were calling incomprehensible code. So apparently even rocket scientists can't figure out Common Core. Only one explanation for this. The Voyager is getting old and it makes about as much sense as Grandpa does.
We normally don't say this, but thanks, FCC.
Yeah.
A new requirement from the federal agency would force internet providers to state nutrition labels of their costs and services, which is exactly what we need. You really want somebody with a healthy offering of fiber and not loaded with sugar-coated services. However, hopefully this doesn't lead to some service-sized trickery, like how Tic Tac can claim 0 calories because of how small they are, especially with mergers making it even more confusing, like how T-Mobile just got approved to acquire Mint Mobile. The main takeaway here is that one cannot survive on mints alone.
The Cambodian Prime Minister signed a bill into law effectively banning musical car horns. Apparently he was sick of hearing La Cucaracha every day of his life. If this law were to catch on in the States, it would severely reduce the sales of Dukes of Hazzard General Lee replicas. They can't roll up honking Dixieland? I'm out. However, due to a loophole, there is nothing technically stopping them from just keeping a row of tuned bike horns on the dash, like a circus seal.
After Germany declared the intent to restrict hunters from importing trophies from Africa into Germany, Botswana, which is home to more than 1,300,000 elephants and struggles with population control and elephant and human conflict, has made a public statement threatening to send 20,000 elephants to roam free in Germany. The president of Botswana added that Germans should live together with the animals in the way that you are trying to tell us to, adding, "This is not a joke."
Well, just real quick, I want to say, I'm glad that they added that last part, because Germans are famous for their sense of humor.
Well, joke's on them. Germany has called their bluff and welcomed the elephants with open arms. So now 20,000 elephants have packed their trunks and are looking forward to Oktoberfest.
Despite some, just gonna soak that last image in a little bit. There we go, yeah, that's fun. Despite some pushback from the Attorney General, the city of Austin, Texas has announced and approved plans to allocate city funds into guaranteed income for families in Austin. I know that they're technically one of the blue ones anyway, so nobody tell the rest of the state, because this sounds an awful lot like the S word, socialism. Some unexpected uses for this extra income might include the 3 Bs: boots, barbecue, and bat houses, apparently. That's a real thing in Austin, Texas, apparently.
A property owner is being sued after a developer accidentally built a $500,000 house on her property in Hawaii. Solid gentrification! We have 2 landlords from the mainland fighting over property on an island that locals have been begging people to stop visiting for years. It's really hard to pick a villain. In fact, this is the worst real estate mix-up since Starship claimed to have built an entire city on rock.
A homeowner from Sacramento who was expecting an Amazon package was surprised when he checked his security camera to see a porch pirate literally hopping up in a garbage bag and stealing the package. Apparently there were some eyewitnesses on the day, but nobody thought to report it because they just saw the garbage bag and just immediately assumed it was another delivery from Temu.
Target and Walmart are rolling out anti-theft measures like removing self-checkout and locking up many items behind glass cabinets, and lots of people are pissed off about it. They claim this is an anti-theft measure, but I can't imagine everybody was ringing up $1,000 flat-screen TVs as bulk flour. Right? It seems more likely that the robots have been demanding equal wages and rights as the human employees, so now they've got to go. But this is only the beginning of these stores actually starting to give a shit about their reputation. Other security measures include fingerprinting everyone at the door.
Yep, all of the employees are now coded as asset protection members instead of just sales associates. And as such, every shelf stocker will carry an actual gun in addition to a pricing gun. And the electronics section has been converted from trying to just sell you a 32 gig flash drive for some reason in 2024 to a full-scale security panopticon of the store's security camera feed. Yeah, ooh.
Eventually, Target will become one big walk-up gas station counter where you ask somebody behind bulletproof glass for all of your groceries and home goods. And inevitably, Walmart-branded scratch-offs and sticks.
Yeah. All right.
I'd like to thank our writers for NewsFlash this week. And if you'd like to see your name up here, you can submit your jokes to the email comedyoutletmondays@gmail.com with the subject NewsFlash Tips.
Yep. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, watch videos of old shows, get lineups for future shows, find our submission form to put your act on our stage, and learn about other ways you can get involved.
And if you can't wait for that, you can hop up on stage at the end of their show during our free open improv jam.
Yeah!
Tonight, led by friend of the show, Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. As a friend of the show.
Guru Bobby Phillips.
Bobby Phillips, yeah. So stick around for that and participate in the jam. It could be you.
It could be you.
And now, Grand Rapids, you're welcome. Newsflash, this is Comedy Outlet Monday! All right.